Hello guys, and welcome to another Dark Rain video. This time I want to talk to you about Final Fantasy XIV, and what I've put together today is a small guide. Now this guide is to cover small bits and bobs that happen in-game that aren't necessarily explained to you, and I think with these little tips and hints here and there, it'll give you a greater understanding of what the hell is going on around you and how you can use that to your advantage, especially when you are a brand new adventurer straight out the factory and you begin your journey across the realm of Eorzea. Okay, so without further ado guys, let's get started. First up, aetheryte crystals. So I know what you're thinking guys, what the hell is an aetheryte crystal? Well, this is it. This enormous blue shiny thing, okay? Now what this thing does is it gives you access to ether. And ether, you sort of ride around the realm of Eorzea. It allows you to teleport from one of these crystals to another. So this is the main one in Ul'dah, okay? Now once you've attuned to it, you can click on others as well to see if it's easier to get to there, which it always is, guys. I mean, the aetheryte crystal is an absolute gem. So once you've attuned to the large one, you'll find lots of other small ones, especially in open cities, like this one right here. This one's outside the Alchemist Guild. You need to find these things and attune to them, guys, because they will save you a great deal of time. Always attune to aetheryte crystals, guys. Next up, mission icons. So the gold exclamation mark that is in a circular type container, these are normal side story missions. They don't add anything to the overall game other than rewarding you with experience points and gil, the in-game currency of the game. They also occasionally give you dyes, emotes, gear, weapons, materia, but they are not essential to your completion of the game. So if you see hundreds of these on your map and you're thinking, God, I've got so many quests to get through before I can move on, you don't. You do not have to complete these in any way. They are not essential to your journey. So if you want to skip them, feel free, but the majority of them reward you good XP and they're easy. Next icon is the gold exclamation mark with a blue background and the additional symbol. Now this addition symbol usually means if you complete this mission, you unlock something additional in the game, such as a trial, raid, savage content, extreme content, card games, chocobo racing, whatever it may be, okay? So if you see these on the map, guys, they are worth picking up. You don't have to do them necessarily straight away most of the time, but they are worth picking up because they will unlock something additional for you to do in game. You can always do it later and save it in your journal. The journal does take a bit of management because it can only hold up to 30 missions at any one time, so just be mindful of the things that you do pick up. So this icon here, guys, means basically it's a repeatable mission that will give you specialist items. So the ones that I'm looking at right now are very difficult to find or get hold of in game without spending specific currencies, but it just so happens that this guy will reward you if you do the relevant quest, okay? These typically have a cooldown on them as well. You can do them once a week, once a day, that sort of thing. So this guy right here, gold exclamation mark, that fiery type ring around it with a grey background. This denotes the main storyline. And regardless of what you're in, whether it's a Realm Reborn, Heaven's Ward, Stormblood, or even the little patches that have been added to further the story later on down the line, this is how it appears, okay? So you always really need one of these in your journal because sometimes it's easy to lose it. But what Square Enix have done as of later and the developers have put in is the main scenario quest guide, which is in my bottom left hand corner, which I've just clicked on. If you click on that and highlight it, it will show you where the last story mission is that you need to get into in order to continue your progression. Once you've completed everything, it simply states to be continued and you can remove it from your heads-up display. Next up, Sanctuary. Right guys, as you can see, I am currently in a sanctuary. And how do you know that? It says it in your chat box, which I've highlighted just now. You have entered a sanctuary. Now, what does that mean to you and why should you care about it? If you are near one of these crystals in a main city, near a crystal that's out in the open world, like it's Camp Quarry Mill or Camp Tranquil, for example, if you are near that and you leave your character there as you log out, when you log in, you gain an additional boost to your experience. And that is denoted by the small blue line that is next to my experience bar on this samurai. That gives you an additional 50% XP every time you do something in battle. So it's well worth doing, guys. Find out where sanctuaries are and always leave your character there. Don't leave them just hanging around in the open world. Next thing I want to talk about, guys, are food buffs. So what the hell is a food buff, guys, and why should you care about it? There are literally hundreds and hundreds of different types of food in this game, as you can see. I've literally just gone onto the market board and clicked on food. Look at all the different meals that you can consume in game, the vast majority of which can be crafted. Now, when you consume food, it gives you buffs, and it always buffs particular attributes to your character, whether it's crit chance, health, skill speed, spell speed, intelligence, whatever the hell it buffs is fine. What they always come with is a 3% increase in experience gained. Now, you'll find some really cheap food from vendors in the open world, so go find some, such as this milk. These things here, they can be farmed from trees. If you can't find any, get one of your friends to help you out. But you can buy the cheaper meals straight out of a vendor, even early game. Always buy food, guys, and always consume it, because it will help you significantly during the leveling process. What I'll talk to you about next is the smith. So who is the smith, guys? Well, he's not the guy from the Matrix, that much is for sure. But in each main city, so Uldar, Limsa Lominsa and Gridania, there is something called the smith, okay? And they're usually located in all of the adventurers guilds. For example, in Limsa Lominsa, the guild is called the Drowning Wench, and here you can see the smith, okay? When you hit level 15, come back to the smith, and they will have a group of missions for you. These missions are about 7 or 8 in total, and what you do is they teach you about your job that you're currently on, whether it be DPS, healing, or tank. Now, at the end of all of these missions, you get good gear at level 15 as well, so free gear, and it's good gear. It lasts you up to about level 20, maybe even longer than that. And what's most important is that if you complete all of the missions that the smith gives to you, it will gift you with something called a brand new ring. Now, this ring boosts all experience you gain by a monumental 30%. So it's well worth doing the smith missions, guys, and it is well worth keeping that brand new ring equipped for a very long time. Its statistics aren't that bad, to be fair, and in the early days of the game, your accessories don't grant you a great deal of statistic buffs anyway. They don't do much for you, so you may as well have them give you a significant experience boost. Really is worth doing these smith missions, guys. This is the one in Uldar. Now, this last one that I'm about to show you is the one in New Gridania, and this too is in the Adventurers Guild, but it's just off to the right of where I'm about to go. Next up, let's talk about the hunting logs in game. Right, guys, hunting logs. These are extremely useful for building additional XP whilst you're going about and killing things anyway. So every time you kill a certain number of a particular group of adds, you get additional XP. The hunting log can be found under the menu, under logs, okay? Now you'll see that you have a menu for all the different starter classes that you have in game, and they give you significant boosts to XP. Now, it just so happens on my pugilist that I've done very little. Can you see the cactus in the background? Those cactus I need for my hunting log. And if you're ever running past an enemy and have that small emblem above them, you know they're part of your hunting log. And if you kill them, you will gain additional XP for killing a certain number of them. Don't worry, you don't necessarily have to check the hunting log for how many you need, because it will pop up in chat. The hunting log is also extremely useful because it will tell you 1, what you need, and 2, whereabouts they are in the world. They'll give you a rough idea of 1, location in the world, and 2, area of the map, so you don't have to look very hard to find these. Once you've killed these sorts of enemies, they pop up straight in the left and say, congratulations, you've just completed that hunting log. You get a big chunk of additional XP, and that obviously builds to your overall picture, guys, so keep doing the hunting logs. Right guys, I'm going to leave the video there because I feel like it's going to drag on a little bit too long otherwise, but I do have lots of different things that I could tell you about in a way to try and help you with your journey through the realm of Eorzea. Now bear in mind that this guide is designed for new adventurers, fresh out the gate, okay? There are lots of other things that will be useful for you as you gather more experience and you go further into the game, okay? And if the community or anybody else out there wants further guides with certain things, I'm more than happy to try and provide it, okay? All you've got to do is drop a comment in the comments section and let me know what you think you'd find useful or something that you want to know about, and I'll try to make a video about it where possible. There are lots of other things that I could cover about this game, there really is. Anyway guys, I'm going to sign off there. Thanks a lot for watching guys, we are Dark Rain, and as always, we'll see you in game.